Oh, wow, wow, wow. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to the east, to the west, to the north, to the south. Good morning to the world. Good morning wherever you are, walking, riding, catching a plane, catching a train, walking your dog, jogging in the park. Wherever you are, for my friends who are in the hospital, you are not dead. You're on top of your bed. You're alive and well. To God be the glory. We give God thanks. It's a new day and we're in it. And we're in it to win it. It's a new day. He took us out of yesterday into today, and we have a hope for tomorrow. So we give him thanks for today. We thank the Lord for today. I am your host of the word, Pastor Lettla Thompson, and the word is coming to you under the hospice of Eagle's Wings Outreach Ministries International. It's not just a ministry, but it's a ministry of a second chance. And so this morning, I just want to say, welcome. Welcome wherever you're watching from, however you're watching from, in your bed, in your chair, in your office, on the road, at the bus, wherever you're watching from. Do you see me this morning? I got to show off this morning. I was up since 4 o'clock this morning. I just feel like dressing up this morning. I just feel like giving God thanks this morning that I'm living. I feel like giving God thanks this morning that I am not giving up the fight. I am not giving up the fight. I will never give up the fight. And so I'm saying to somebody this morning, do not give up the fight. Sister Petunia, you know what I'm talking about. You did not give up the fight. God kept you. And so, yes, you're walking and talking. To God be the glory. If only they knew. And so, my sister Denise, God bless you. God bless you. Welcome aboard. I want you to stay on board with me this morning. I want you to really stay on board this morning because I have a word for you this morning. And just a reminder that the songs that plays in the background is none of my own. This one belonged to Phil Thompson, and it's just a song that I love, and I just want you to listen to a little bit of it and worship along with me for 5 minutes. Worship along with me for 5 minutes because God has been good. God has been good, and God wants us to worship him. God wants us to just worship. We have to continue to worship God. We're going to have to continue to know who we are in God. And this morning it says, give him all your worship this morning. Give him all your worship. Yes, give him all your worship this morning. If you're sitting, get up and rock. Just to show the devil that you can rock. Just to show the devil that you can move your foot. You are worthy. Your God is worthy this morning. Yes. And no one can worship him for you. No one can have a relationship with God for you. You got to have your own relationship with him. Yes. All the things he's done for you. And so you can worship him only for yourself. No one can worship him for you. No one can have a relationship with him for you. You got to have your own relationship with him. Here is my worship. All of my worship. Receive my worship. All of my worship. Throw those hands up in the air and just receive. Receive from God this morning. As I said to you, this is the year to recover all that you have lost. This is a year to receive. But in order to receive and in order to recover all that you have lost, you got to build a relationship with your God. You have to have a relationship with him. And I'm going to get into that in a few minutes, and I'm going to show you how important it is to build a relationship with your God. No one can worship God for you. You got to do it for yourself because every man have to give an account for his own salvation. Every man have to give an account for his own worship. No. Woo. This is my worship. Is this your worship? All of my worship. This is my worship. This is all of my worship. Hallelujah. This is my worship. Receive his worship. All of my worship. Receive my worship, all of my worship. Good morning, El Mundo. Good morning. All of my worship. I have so much. I don't know about you this morning, but I have so much to thank him for. I thank him that this morning I can walk. I thank him this morning that I can still feel part of my legs. I thank him this morning that I have a voice. I thank him this morning that I was able to look in the mirror and see myself looking back at me. I didn't wake up blind. I thank him this morning that my fingers are now moving, my hands are moving, my joints are moving. I thank him this morning that the hair has been growing back on my head. I don't know what you have to thank him for this morning, but I have a lot to thank him for this morning. So this morning I want to let you know, worship him. Always worship him. Nobody can worship him for you but you. Worship him this morning and give him all the praise. And as long as you're breathing, worship him. As long as you're breathing, worship him. This morning, again, I want to welcome you to the word. I'm your host, Pastor Lettla Thompson, under the auspices of Eagles Wings Outreach Ministries International, a ministry of a second chance. I bring you the word. I thank God for the word. I thank God for having you here with me this morning. And I pray that the word this morning will be a word for you to hold on to, and a word that will take you through the week, through the day, or even through the rest of the year. And this morning, I have a word for you from a few different parts of scriptures. And this morning, my topic for you is building a personal relationship with God. Building a personal relationship with God. And in order to build a personal relationship with God, I'm going to show you some characteristics that you need to have to build a relationship with God. And this morning, I want to take you into Ruth chapter 1. And from the verse 6, I'm going to read a number of verses, and then I'm going to go into chapter 2. And if you hear me stuttering a bit, don't worry about that. Sometimes it's like all of a sudden my speech just kind of messed up, but I am here. So this morning, Ruth chapter 1 and verse 6 read, Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the land of Moab, for she had heard in the land of Moab that the Lord had visited his people in giving them food. So she departed from the place where she was, and her two daughters-in-law with her, and they went on the way to return to the land of Judah, to the land of plenty. I want to say to somebody this morning, it's your time to go back to the land of plenty. It's your time to receive. It's your time to get back everything that the Lord has stolen from you. And verse 7 said, So she departed from the place where she was, and here her two daughters-in-law with her, and they went on the way to return to the land of Judah. And Naomi said to her two daughters-in-law, Go, return each of you to your own mother's house, and may the Lord deal kindly with you as you dealt with the dead and with me. And may the Lord grant that you may find rest, each in the house of her husbands. Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And they said to her, No, but we will surely return with you to your people. But Naomi said, Return, my daughters. Why should you go with me? Have I yet sons in my womb, that they may be your husbands? Return, my daughters. Go, for I am too old to have a husband. And if I should say, I have hope of having a husband tonight, and also bear sons, would you therefore wait until they were grown? Would you therefore refrain from marrying? No, my daughters, for it is harder for me than for you. For the hand of the Lord has gone forth against me. And they lifted up their voice and wept. Again, and Oprah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth. My topic is building a personal relationship with God. And if we don't build personal relationships, we cannot have relationships. In a marriage, you got to build upon that relationship. The day you got engaged, good morning, my king. The day you got engaged, the day you got married, the day you move in together, it's building. It's starting to build. The problem is we move in, we got married, and we start tearing down instead of building. And verse 15 said, Then she said, Behold, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and her gods. Return after your sister-in-law. But Ruth said, entreat me not to leave you, or return from following after you. For where you go, I will go, and where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. Thus may the Lord do to me, and worse, if anything but death part you and me. If anything but death. This is what you call building upon a relationship. When you have a relationship with God, the only thing that is supposed to part you and God is death. And even in death, you shouldn't be parted, because you should be just resting, waiting for the trumpet to sound. Because the Bible said, and the trumpet shall sound, and the dead in Christ shall rise. So when you have a relationship with God, even when the body and the flesh die, the spirit still lives, waiting for the trumpet to sound. Because you have a relationship. You build a relationship. And it says, verse 18 says, and when she saw that she was determined to go with her, she said no more. She shut her mouth. Sometimes some people are going to have to shut their mouth and allow our destiny to come in full pledge, full view, full force. Naomi shut up her mouth, because she recognized that there's nothing she could do to get Ruth to go back. Because guess what? She had to shut her mouth, because Ruth had to come into her destiny, her purpose. And so I want to say to somebody this morning, when you haven't built a relationship with God, you are walking into your purpose. Listen to what it said in chapter 2. And it says, Naomi had a kinsman of her husband, a man of great wealth. Watch the progress of the family of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, please, let me go to the field and glean among the ears of corn after one whose sight I may find favor. And she said to her, go, my daughter. Ruth recognized that she had a purpose, and there was purpose waiting for her. I want to say to us this morning that in order to build a relationship with God, there's some characteristic that we have to build on. There's some characteristics that we have to develop. There's some characteristics that we have to take with us throughout our whole life. And yes, many of us don't start out life with those characteristics. But just as though we don't start out life having a relationship with God, but we build a relationship with Him, we can build upon these characteristics. We can build. And I want to talk about a few of these characteristics. Number one, loyalty. And Ruth said, the next sister kissed her and she went back. But Ruth decided that there must be something over in Judah. I heard there is food over in Judah. I heard there is wealth over in Judah. So you're not going to get me to turn back from following you. My loyalty lies with you. Because where you go, where you prosper, I shall prosper. And when our loyalty lies in God, it's just like a tree that's planted by the rivers of water. It said it bear its fruit in its season. Why? Because the water nourishes those roots and nourishes those trunks and nourishes those limbs. And the limbs nourishes the root, the leaves, and the leaves nourishes and the branches, and then it bear fruit. And that is what happens when we have a relationship with God. When we have a relationship with God, He nourishes us and He cherishes us and He causes us to prosper. Number two, faith. Faith without works is dead. Ruth decided that if you walk 100 miles, I'm going to walk 100 miles with you. My faith says, I'm going to go with you. I don't know Judah. I've never been to Judah. I've been down here in Moab, serving Molech, worshiping Molech, worshiping my idol God. But guess what? I don't know what brought you into Moab, but now you're going back to Judah, and I heard there's prosperity in Judah. So my faith is going to go with me. I am going to walk by faith, and I'm going to take some action. I'm going to walk alongside you. Number 3, determination. Ruth was determined. She said, entreat me not to leave you. She said, I don't care what you said, Naomi. I don't care how you feel, Naomi. I don't know where you're going, Naomi. But I am determined that where you lodge, I shall lodge. Where you lie, I shall lie. Hear what she said. Where you're dead, I am going to die. Where you die, I shall die. Obedience. In chapter 2, it says that Ruth was so obedient. She was so hardworking. She went to Naomi and she said, I am going to go. Allow me to go out in the field. Allow me to go glean. And the word of God said, behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the reapers, may the Lord be with you. And they said to him, may the Lord bless you. Then Boaz said to his servant, who is in charge of the reapers? Whose young woman is this? Now, because of her obedience, she's now walking into her destiny. She's walking into her prosperity because of obedience. When we are obedient to God and have a good relationship with God, God will bring us to where we need to be. God will bring us where we need to be. And it says humility. She was so humble. In chapter 2, Naomi said to her, something that was never done in Judah. If they wake up and find you at a man's foot, you could be stoned. If the man decided he don't want you, if the man decided he don't want to marry you, you could be stoned to death. But Ruth was obedient. She was humble. When Naomi said, go lie down at the man's foot. Some of us, if our parents tell us go lie down at a man's foot, we say, we not lie down at a man's foot. And we miss it. But she was humble. And not only she was humble, she was willing to go out in the field and glean. She was willing to pick up the what left. She was willing to pick up the crumbs. She was willing to work. These are some of the characteristics. And not only was she willing, she was brave. You know why? When she said to Naomi, I am going with you. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going with you. I am going with you. I am not looking to the left, to the right. I'm not looking back. I'm going with you. She was brave. Have you ever, sometimes, some of us who grew up, let's use Jamaica. Even me, when I come to Canada, I know I got the papers in the yellow envelope, and I know I'm going near Canada, but I don't know what I'm going to. I don't know where I'm going to. Never been there, never been on a plane. I never ride on a plane. I don't know if the plane gonna take me safe or it'll go crash with me. But I was brave enough to say I'm going. I got the paper in my hand and I'm going. Some of us will live in the country and we say we don't have nobody in town. But we decide that we are going to go a town. We are going to leave country. And we are going to make life a town. We're brave. That was Ruth. She was brave. She didn't know where she was going. She didn't know what to expect. But nevertheless, she was going. I want to say to you this morning, build a personal relationship with God and watch God do everything else. Having a personal relationship with God takes loyalty, takes faith, takes determination, takes obedience, takes humility, takes willingness, takes bravery. Having a personal relationship with your spouse takes respect, takes love unconditional, takes faith, takes hard work. Having a personal relationship with your children, it takes hard work. Because some of us children, they rude, them obnoxious, them disobedient, them disrespectful, them everything, and it's just the grace of God. And so to build a relationship and continue to build with them until they turn, it takes grace. So I'm saying to us this morning, when we have a personal relationship with God, it will bring us into our purpose. Ruth had a personal relationship with Naomi, and that's what bring her into her purpose. That she could get snatch Boaz, that we could have somebody called Jesus Christ of Nazareth. That's the lineage. So when we are obedient to God, or to the people that are set above us, or to the people who are set in our life to lead us and to guide us, when we're obedient, we will have purpose. Good morning, Chantel. Purpose. You have to have a relationship with God. Just like the tree planted by the rivers of water have to have a relationship. The root of the tree have to have a relationship with the water. If the river dry up, the tree dry up. If no water is there, if no rain no come, no flood no come, no storm no come, no nothing no come, the tree dry up. If we don't have a relationship with God, how are we expecting to prosper? How are we expecting to be blessed? How are we expecting? Some of us say we want to get married. We want to get married and we don't even know to have a relationship with God. We don't have a relationship with God. How are you going to have a relationship with man? In order to a woman, in order to have a relationship with anybody, you first must have a relationship with God. You first must build a personal relationship with God. You know why? Because when you have that personal relationship with God, God will show you where you ought to go. God will show you when you ought to go. God will show you when you're not to go. God will show you who to go to. God will show you when to follow. You see, Ruth had a personal relationship with Naomi. That's why she were able to say to Naomi, where you go, me I go. Where you go, I shall go. Where you die, I shall die. Your people shall be my people. Your God shall be my God. Everything about you, me want it. Because she had a personal relationship with the woman, she decided, I'm going to be brave. She's going over into Judah. I'm going to go over into Judah with her. I don't know what's happening over there, but I'm going over with her. And so some of us in this new year, we talk about crossover. We cannot cross over. We have not crossed over. We will not cross over until we build a personal relationship with God. And when we build that relationship with God, He will bring us into our purpose. Naomi, Ruth, the other one went back to her people, but Ruth built such a relationship with Naomi that even when Naomi herself was saying, my name is Mara because I'm bitter, because this, and she have a pity party with herself, Ruth never said that. Ruth still never leave her side. And because of that, Ruth was carried over into her destiny, carried over into her purpose. Ruth become wealth. Ruth become everything because of the relationship she built with Naomi. So if we build that relationship with human being and walk into purpose, what do you think will happen if we build a relationship with God? What do you think will happen? And so Ruth keeps saying she's gonna go, and Naomi eventually shut her mouth. She shut her mouth because she recognized that she can't stop this woman's destiny. The Bible said, and Naomi said no more. The Bible said she shut her mouth because she know that she couldn't stop Ruth's destiny. And sometimes she said, I went over full into Moab. I came back into Judah empty. Don't you know that sometimes God have to empty out some of us to fill us up? God have to bring us and put we back up against the wall. We back, we hand, we finger, we everything against the wall. God have to put us in a place where we have to be emptied out in order for Him to fill us. And she went over. Remember, God never tell her to go over into there. It was her husband's choice, and she was obedient. She went with her husband out of Judah over into Moab. And now God is saying, I'm bringing you back. And she said, He brought us full, meaning that when they left Judah, they left with everything. And now she has nothing. How many of us have nothing? How many of us had house, we lost it, have car, we lost it, have picnic, we lose them. How many of us get pregnant 6, 7 times, we lose them. How many of us picnic born and dead? How many of us lost everything? But I want to say to somebody this morning, this is your year to recover all that you have lost. This is a year to move. This is a year to get up. This is a year, if you sit down and have a pity party with yourself, get up. And this is your year to recover all that you have lost. And I'm going to be driving that word home until somebody get it, till somebody grab it, till somebody run with it, till somebody stand on it. And just to let you know, 2024, as I said, is our year to recover it all. We're going to move to other medium. We're going to move over to YouTube at some point this year. We're going to do great exploit this year. We're going to do great things this year. So I want to say to us this morning, build. And if you already have a relationship with God, build some more. Continue to build. If you have a relationship with your mother, your father, your sister, and your brother, don't take it for granted. Keep on loving them. Keep on building. Build up on what you have. Keep building. Keep building. Don't stop building. Don't tear down. Build. Build. Remember the wall? They had to build the wall. And there was some bad mind people when the wall are built. I want to let you know this morning that as you build, there's going to be some bad mind people. There's going to be some crosses people. There's going to be some covetous people. But build. Keep building and build upon God. Blessed is a man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, but blessed is the man who stand in that river. Blessed is the tree that stand in that water. It shall bear you and me and us shall bear good fruit. May the Lord bless us and keep you all today. Thank you for joining me this morning. Thank you. Tell it to your friends. Tell them that I'm here. I'm here. Join me every morning. I'm going to do my best. There's a few mornings when I might not be able to join because of going to the hospitals for appointments and treatments and all of that early in the morning. But I will let you know. I will let you know. But have a great day, everyone. Remember, it is your year to recover it all. Remember, it is a year to build a personal relationship with your God and watch him take you into your destiny. Watch him walk you into your purpose. Have a blessed day. Have a great day. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face continue to shine upon you. May you have peace today and continue. I give you a charge this morning. If you weren't talking to your sister, go build a relationship. If you weren't talking to your mother, go build. If you weren't talking to your father, go build. If you and your husband now talk, go build. It's time to build. Because in order to recover anything, you have to build. You got to build. So this morning I'm saying to you, build. I am your host, Pastor Lettla Thompson from Eagles Wings Outreach Ministries International, or Ministry of a Second Chance. See you soon. Have a wonderful day in the Lord. God bless you.